Hey, this is Heretic and it's November 14th, 2020, and today we're going to have our weekly Golem update, Battle of the Heroes, Round 1. In this video, we'll pit Dendrain and Brutus versus Igraine and Morion. We'll go over the full setup so you can see how to apply buffs and set up your marches to maximize the amount of damage you do not only to the Golem, but this also works in Portal and in the Alliance Hunt as well. Before we get started, if you like content like this, go ahead and click the like button, and while you're at it, smash that subscribe button, and you'll be the first to see the 3 to 5 videos that I put out each week. If you have any suggestions for future content, or changes to some of the strategy, or you just want to chat, see the comments for a link to the Discord channel. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. First, we're going to go ahead and see we're going to make sure that our buffs are applied. So we're going to go here to Stronghold, go to Appearance, go down to Accolades, and you can see here these Labyrinth Explorer accolades, and look, they expire in 4:30. So we're going to go ahead and get new ones. So what you do is you go up to the Labyrinth, go to Exchange, scroll down, and you grab one of each of these. So, accolades, did you know, once you use them, they all apply. So it's not just the one that you have set as a frame. So we're going to go down here in our inventory. And it's down far, okay. And I know there's an easier way to do that using the tabs on the left. So I'm going to go ahead and go through here, use each one of these. Alright. You used to be able to go here in Appearance and Accolade, and there was a question mark up here, but they took it away. And it would show you your total benefits, but I don't know where that is anymore. They took it away. So now you can see I have 7 days and 4 hours and 29 minutes left. Okay. So I have all of these. There should be one more. There it is. Infantry. I'm not going to use infantry for this, but okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, because I'm just going all out, and do the very most amount of damage that I possibly can do. So I'm going to set my tomes. This is my PvP tome setup right now. I'm going to click Reset. It's 1,000 gold. I'm going to go through. I'm going to set Arrows of Vengeance. So the reason that we're doing this is because when you attack the Golem, same thing goes for the Portal, same thing goes for the Alliance Hunt. You're not actually fighting. They're not going to hit you back. You're just doing max damage, and I clicked out of that. Right? So your defense does not matter at all. And because of that, you don't need any infantry. So I'm not going to put any tomes into infantry. So I'm going to get this. So this means my tier 12 and my tier 11 will have a little bit of extra damage. Alright, and I'm going to go ahead, because I'm going to use the leftover in a minute. I'm going to get Defiant Charge. I'm going to max that out. And I'm going to do the tier 12. Back here, I have 9 more. I'm going to use the 9 that I have left over here on my tier 10. And these are going to be what I'm putting tomes into, what I'm investing tomes in, are going to be the troops that I have the most of in my... The other important buff you need to have is your regular city buffs. So you want to go through here. The only ones that are important for your Golem, for your Portal, and for your Alliance Hunt are going to be your attack and march capacity buffs. Make sure you have these applied and you put the best ones on that you can. I tend to get the 50% throughout the week, every week. I usually have 2 or so available at any point. Use one for KVK, use one for Golem, and I know that's a little bit of overkill for some people, but I really like to see what the max damage I can get my marches. So we're going to go down and look at our marches. So the important thing for marches, and this is because I have over 30% crit. I would say probably 20-25% is your cutoff, where you would go from a mixed march to a crit march. I'm going crit march. Okay, so I have 2 marches set up. I have my 4 and 5. My 4 is my Dendrain and Brutus, which this is a heavy emphasis on bow. And to see that, you can click on them and you can see Bowman led by, Bowman led by. They both have bonuses for bowmen. So you can see I don't use any infantry at all. I'm using heavy bow, a little bit of cav. I'm going to have 4 marches there, 5 marches, and 6 marches, and that's it. So that gets my crit. Crit means you can have 6 different types of troops. If you have more than 6, you don't get a crit. If you have 6 or less, you get a crit. So we're good here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fill it in to 563. There. You can see it is almost all bow. I'm going to top off this here, and when I apply my, I have 1 more buff to apply, which is going to raise my march a little bit more, and the rest of that I'm going to put into bow, into my tier 12 bow, for the purposes of this. Okay, and my march number 5 is Igraine and Morian. Morian is bow, and Igraine is cav. Right? So I have a little bit more cav in this march. Not a lot more, but a little bit more. I'm going to go up to about here, and put the rest over here. Right? Again, 2 marches, 3, 4 marches, 5, 6 different types of troops. Right? With still a heavy emphasis on bow, a little bit more cav in this one than I did in the other setup. Right. Click save. So I have my marches set up. Next, I want to look at my heroes. So we do a hero swap here. So what you want to do is you want to have your Gawain in your hero council. You'll eventually, after the march leaves, you switch over to your other, whatever your other is that you have the most. It could be Oberon, or it could be Matic, the new guy, right? Because you want his stats. So what this will do is when I leave, like when I set my march and my march gets ready to go, he gives me a bonus on my march capacity, so I have more troops that I can send. And then as soon as it sends, I switch over to Matic so that I can get back all of these stat bonuses. Alright, and the other thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you have your Crown of Command. Your Crown of Command gives you 15% on your march capacity. And the very last buff to apply is your Colossal March. But before I do that, the other part of the strategy is you want to make sure that you're not too close to the Golem. If you're too close, there's no way you're going to actually be able to do the swap. And the swap is critical. So you're going to have to swap your Crown of Command, which is up here. Right, you're going to have to switch this to your Dragon Blade, and you're going to switch your hero in the council. So you'll want to go over here. So you have to do all of this, and you want to make sure if you're too close, you're not going to be able to do that in time, and it's going to throw everything off. And we want to make sure for this battle that we do things right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and apply. I'm going to go back over here. To make this quicker, and I'm going to go apply this Colossal March. So that means I have 30 minutes, right? I'm going to go into my marches. I'm going to set them so I can just forget them. So I'm going to put the rest in bow here. 582 is the number that I'm looking on those. And I want to I'm going to put the rest into cab actually. 580. Right, we're ready to rock and roll, so I'm going to hit Event Manager. I'm going to go to Kingdom Threat. Look at the damage rankings. This is what I'm up against, 220. We've got that. So now I'm going to click attack. Alright, let's look at our distance. It'll be about 33 seconds. That's plenty of time to do the swap. We're going to go ahead and start off with March number 4, which is my Dendrain and Brutus. You can see 582, all of my troops are being utilized. I'm going to click March. I'm going to hit Heroes first, appoint Heroes, and switch over to Matic. I'm going to close this. I'm going to go back over and swap out to my Dragon Blade. Click back, close that. Plenty of time, I still have 15 seconds left. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and run 4 more attacks after this.
I ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up.
Alright, there's my first 5 attacks. So now let's switch over to, let's make sure we set this up right. Get my heroes set up correctly. Okay, so we have that set up correctly. So now we're going to go with formation number 5, which is my Igraine and Morian. 580, they're full. Right. So I'm going to start the attack. Do the same thing. Alright, switch over to my blade. Plenty of time. Alright. So now we're going to run through the 5 attacks on Golem to knock this out, and then we'll see the results. Okay, the attacks are over now. The event is over. I have my 10 attacks here. Let's go ahead and start with my first 5 marches. This is Den, Drain, and Brutus. 28 point, we'll say 28.2, rounding up. 29.4, looking good. 28.2, 28.5, and 28.8, let's say. Alright, so that's my Den, Drain, and Brutus. Okay, so there's 5 left. So this will be my Igraine and Morian. Let's see how they did. 27.2, 27.4, 27.6, 27.5, and the last one, 27.2. Pretty consistent, 27s, while the Brutus and Dendrain were doing, 28s and above. So it looks like for round 1, Dendrain and Brutus are the victors. See you again next week with another battle.